So cheating has gotten absolutely out of control, especially in Apex Legends. A player in the Apex Legends competitive community by the name of Adams dropped an absolute nuke, revealing cheater discords, pro players who have played at in-person events for the ALGS, and hundreds of high-ranked players cheating. And today, I'm going to go over how these cheats work, the different types of cheating, and why it won't be fixed for a very long time. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to say that I do not endorse cheating. I don't condone cheating. I don't recommend cheating. It is a stupid thing to do, and you should just play the game normally and not be a scumbag. That's all I gotta say. So the first type of cheats that I just want to talk about are the Cronus Zen controller emulators for the Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC. Now, this is basically a hardware extension that sits in between the console and your controller. Now, this is pretty innocent at first. Cronus is ultimately an emulator for mouse and keyboard, meaning the Cronus takes the controller signal, converts it to a keyboard signal, and then passes it on to the Xbox. Now, I want to be very clear that the Zen cannot do anything that can't be done on a standard controller. However, the big problem with these devices is being able to run certain scripts or mods. Let's say I picked up an R301 in an Apex Legends rank match, and I want to have aimbot with it. It's not as easy as you people think. You can't just ask the Cronus to be like, hey, put aimbot on my R301 and boom, you're good to go. You have to create a script that compensates the direction of recoil that the 301 has. Instead, you would tell the Cronus that I want the recoil thumbstick to move 0.1 down, 0.02 to the left, 0.01 down again, and then 0.003 to the right in order to get quote unquote aimbot. So essentially, instead of like having a cheat that just says I have aimbot, all you're doing is really just asking the Cronus to make a couple of steps to compensate the recoil on specific weapons. Now you can kind of start to see where you would run into problems with that. Recoil patterns and the way you aim your gun change, especially at different ranges where you have to factor in bullet drop off, aim punch, different effects and scenarios, situations, etc., etc. So while theoretically possible to have aimbot using a Cronus, very few people have set it up correctly and for different situations and different environments. Is it cheating? Depending on who you ask, yes and no. I personally think it is, but you'll get a ton of different opinions and perspectives talking to players of different skill levels. Now, the second type of cheating that I want to talk about are your standard cheats, right? These are your classic cheats like aimbot, triggerbot, ESP, glow for good items so you know exactly what route paths to take, player marking, which is the ability to disable aimbot, triggerbot, magnet triggerbot for specific players, as well as different ESP/glow colorings for different items. But the most important one, and we'll get back to this in a second, is, at least in my eyes, is having a full-blown web radar that you can share with your teammates. The currently played map will be displayed in the background, and all the characters are placed at their exact locations on the map. Now, this one, the one that I just mentioned, is especially important, and we'll get back to it in a couple of minutes. Now, to use these cheats, you have a couple different options. First one is just raw dog that shit. Just boot up cheats, boot up Apex, and just play away. Now, this one isn't particularly productive as anti-cheat will find you and will hunt you down, and you can maybe play for about 2 hours before you'll receive a hardware ban. To get around this, what some people will do is HWID spoofers or hardware ID spoofer services. Your HWID is a unique string of 18 letters and numbers that is essentially a fingerprint for your device. It can identify serial numbers of components in your PC, peripherals that your PC is connected to, so on and so forth. Cheaters will use services like the ones I have pulled up right now, which is HWID Spoofer, to mask their original HWID to get around bans that Apex has already enforced. So this is another big one that a lot of players are using. Now, while this is better for cheaters, and I'm not endorsing this again, HWID spoofing services can be reverse engineered to find out how they're spoofing IDs, but it takes time to collect this data and even more time to make sure that you don't have any false positives when you're doing these ban waves. Now, the last one, and is by far the scariest and hands down best way cheaters evade bans and the anti-cheat, and it's fucking wild. It's called the DMA, or Direct Memory Access Technique. The DMA technique is interesting, as compared to traditional cheating solutions where the program runs on the same PC as the game. DMA cheating uses a secondary PC, with it being linked to the gaming PC via a USB cable and a DMA hardware card that is directly installed into the gaming PC. The biggest thing you need to know is that because the DMA cheats operate on a secondary computer, this leaves the whole entire gaming PC untouched. The crucial feature, according to what this website says, ensures that the anti-cheat system cannot detect the presence of the cheat because it runs on a separate computer hidden from the anti-cheat's view. And the website goes on to say, why is this distinction so crucial? Running a cheat outside of the anti-cheat's system scope guarantees 100% safety and eliminates any possible avenues for detection. The anti-cheat system lacks the means to discover a third-party file that accesses the game's memory, making it impossible to detect such cheats. So because the anti-cheat can't scan the secondary PC for the scripts and the programs that these players use to cheat, it is basically a foolproof way to be able to cheat. The article goes on to say, some astute readers might wonder whether the anti-cheat system can detect third-party boards since it can see all connected devices. The answer is both yes and no. While the anti-cheat system can indeed detect connected devices, it can also identify our board connected to the computer. However, this is where it gets intriguing. We have the capability to mimic any legitimate device, such as a Wi-Fi card, a printer, or a mouse, by flashing our DMA card. So what they're basically saying is that we can install software that makes it look like the hardware card installed inside the gaming PC is just like a wireless Wi-Fi card or a wireless printer card or like a Bluetooth card. The article goes on to say the spy device emulates a real legitimate device, making it exceedingly challenging for the anti-cheat to distinguish between genuine devices and our Trojan horse. So in case you didn't really understand, I'm going to try and sum it down for you. Cheaters are using secondary PCs to run their cheats, and then using this secondary PC and connecting it via a hardware card inside the gaming PC. That way, when they do this, the anti-cheat can't run a virus scan on the secondary PC that's actually providing the cheats. And that, my friends, is where we come to my thoughts and how this is being utilized by high-ranked players and even some content creators. Remember that silly little cheat that allowed you to have a full-blown web radar that you can share with your teammates? Yeah, we're back to it. I think that trio cheater squads are getting one person on their team to have a secondary PC, utilize the DMA cheating method, and share the web radar to perfectly pinpoint where players are on the map. And I know it sounds fucking crazy, but if you don't believe me, how about we watch this clip of a player ratting for 3 minutes straight, making no sound, caught by a random Valkyrie who's just happened to be taking a stroll in a small-ass crevice on the edge of the map. Check it out.
It might lower the amount you have to pay for 2021, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I played with them for a couple games.
Yeah, I play a game like 800.
So yeah, cheating in Apex is pretty bad right now, and it's unlikely for it to get better anytime soon. I hope you guys came away with learning something and having a bit more insight into how these guys are cheating without getting banned. If you learned something, please leave a like and maybe drop a subscription down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully not too heavy-handed, because this was depressing to make. All right, guys. See ya. Peace.